Alright, and this is the last of our advanced level tutorials before we get into our brief discussions on multi-program workflows. But before we get into that, we need to discuss this because this is the new stuff that has come in from Adobe Max. The new stuff rolled in for Illustrator as of this year, as of at the time of this recording, a few weeks ago. We're going to just very quickly make something interesting and use it as an opportunity to briefly discuss another tool that I feel like I may have brushed over, and I feel like it'd be a disservice not to show all of you. So I'm going to just very quickly take this tool right here, if I can find it. Here we go, the shape builder tool, and we're just going to do this. Get the shape builder tool, which is Shift M, and just draw, deselect, and then X. Works the same as Pathfinder, so easy to use once you get the hang of it. I personally prefer Pathfinder, but I've seen people who swear by this, and who am I to get in their way, you know? So right quick, we're going to just make something a little bit interesting using the distort tool again. So go to transform, we'll go to, say, 10 degrees, up both of these by 1. Let's see, 35 of these should do it. There we go. We have that ready now. Let's just take that right quick, move it down here, rotate it to a nice little flowery looking something. That looks fairly nice. Ooh, not quite what I was going for. Well, we have this now, and we can just expand its appearance. And move it out of the way. Did that not take expand appearance? And then we're going to also make a quick little text box that just says 3D hype. We can do better than that. There we go. Put 2 exclamation marks. And we will take that, put it something a little bigger. Let's put it in... Chuck seems fine. Yeah, Undertale was fine. And we will create outlines and make it a little bigger. And just to annoy a certain someone, I'm going to make it a little taller because I always thought this type font was a little bit short. The type font, typeface. Alright, let's see. What else is there that we can do that we should do? Let's get a rectangle in on this. And that should do it. Between the 3 of these, we have some fairly interesting things to work with our 3D tools. So let's go ahead and get started. The 3D falls under the effects of 3D and material, and we're just going to hit extrude and bevel right quick. Now, right out the gate, we're going to hit plane, and it's going to take our default shape and rotate it to where it can be visible in 3D. It's still a flat shape, but now it's at an angle to where if we were to extrude it, like so, you could see the height and the width of it instead of just the length, or the height and the length rather than just the width, if that makes sense. Now, in addition to that, this can work with just about anything. So let's just see what we can work with. Let's make that a little bit thinner, and then take it and rotate it a bit. Now we'll get into that a little more later. I don't love that color. I don't love this color for any of them, but that's fine. We have an interesting way to fix this. You have very nice rotation tools where you can control how it's rotated. You have the ability to bevel a given shape. You can see it right here. With a lot of options. Let's move this to where we can see the bevel a little more, and then select bevel, lower that width, change the height, and then we can make it almost into a stepping stone. Let's give it 5, and then zoom in on it and see how that looks. That's pretty good. A lot of this 3D effect that's used for this is pulled directly from the relatively new Adobe Dimension, which is a easy to use 3D modeling system. This isn't quite as user-friendly, but you can tell that there is a lot of inspiration pulled from it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take the 3D hype. The 3D hype, and we're going to put a texture on it that looks fun. Marble paint looks fun. Oh yeah, this is so horribly tacky. I love it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to increase the resolution on it because decadence is fun, and we're going to play around with the colors a bit. This seems obnoxious. Oh yeah. And then something like that. Oh yeah. No, this is enjoyable. This is pretty nice. I have seen worse. And we're going to take this, we're going to put wax paint on it, and take the color and set it to something like this, and zoom in and see how that looks. Not too bad, all things considered. And of course, these are fairly low quality renders right now, but if we were to go in and select this and then click here, we can turn ray tracing on. Now this takes a while to render, but when it's done, it really, really increases the quality of the preview. There we go. Look at that. Very pretty. Here, let's up that to 24. Oh yeah. I'm not in love with this design though. Let's put golden on it. Or this. And we'll turn ray tracing off for now because I feel like it's really putting a strain on my computer. Just heard it make a loud groaning noise. There's a lot of customization you can do with these, but I'm going to take the time to expand this out a bit so that you can really get a good look at all that there is to offer. which there really is a lot to offer in terms of materials. Like we can take this zinc spade pattern and put it on here. Oops. Or perhaps the obsidian. I know that one looks very nice. And let's take this obsidian and make it something a little more interesting, like a purple, like this. And while it still retains most of the default black color to it, it is a lot prettier now. And just for the tail end of this, we also have our lighting that we can change with a lot of customization to both it and the shadows. If we take the time to turn that on, put the shadow behind the object, shadow bounds, distance from object. And of course, a lot of these are going to look only okay in the preview because ray tracing is on, but there's a lot that we can do with this. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of all of these so that I can show you good and proper exactly what we could do with this. Let's just make a nice simple shape of a star, like so. We're going to take this star here and put it like that, and put a text tool here and just leave that as is. It's fine, it doesn't matter too much. Something like this. Instead of just having say, well, we can make this look a little better. There we go. Instead of having just the text by itself on top of a flat object and calling that a design, which there's nothing wrong with that, what may look good would be to take your shape, extrude it slightly, change the angle of it, put that to 0, put that to 0, and that to 30, and then let's rotate this up just a hair, like so, and then move it to where it's covering up it's backing the last bit of the words, and then change the material to something nice and matted, like this. Or let's see, how about you know, I'm thinking this one would be okay. And then we can just change the color to something nice and calming, like so. And set the lighting to the top left, like that. And I would say that would at least be a good start. And of course, you could take your text and make it something that isn't Chuck of all things. I am partial to Jello. And say something like, sure, why not? And then just doop, boop, 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 boop. And move this just a hair, and boom. It's super bare bones. It's uh, for something that I have no real image for, but just based off of that, you have an idea of what this could be used for. And this was rolled out so recently, and it's amazing that they thought to pull the structure of it from their 3D program that they recently had acquired, Dimension, which is very good, and I fully condone using. Uh, there's a lot that you can do with this. There's a lot that there's to still go over with something like this, such as taking a circle and inflating it, or revolving it, making it hollow, like so. And I apologize for the quality here. My computer is choking a little bit over this. But there's so much potential. Like, look at this. That's a mushroom. An olive or a bagel. There's so much room to play around with this. There's loads of potential. I've only just broke the surface of this. This is new to me, and frankly, I'm still trying to figure this out my own self, but I've been ecstatic ever since I found this, and I'm so eager to figure out what I could do with this. Beyond that, there is one small addition that was also added to Illustrator, as well as a couple other Adobe products, which is this little search bar. This little search bar allows you to look up anything that you may need, tools-wise, Windows-wise. Let's say you don't know where to find the appearance panel. The appearance panel is right here. You used to be that would take you straight to the website. Now it's all done in-house in program, and that's amazing to me. So convenient having an actual search bar that actually takes you to what you're searching for. I hope that y'all have learned something today. After this, we're just going to briefly touch on the workflows on getting layers from here in Illustrator into both After Effects and Photoshop respectively, and then you'll be done with what I have to teach you. I hope you've learned something from all this, and until then.